Welcome to episode 18 of the Stray Dog Footy podcast. Coming to you from Florida, US of A, this is Frodo, your stray bulldog. And let me tell you, the footy frenzy train keeps on whizzing by. In fact, I think I sort of missed my stop this week, as at the time of recording this, the first match of round 12 is well underway. And by underway, I mean done and dusted. With footy coming at you every day, with not a single day break between rounds, and then the divider between the rounds lands in the middle of your 24-hour shift, well, something had to give. As a result, this will probably be the shortest episode I have ever done. Okay, don't be so happy out there. And since time's already a-wasting, let's get into the action of round 11, even though the first match of round 12 is already in the past. So, jump in the DeLorean, Marty, and let's head back in time to round 11. Saturday, we started off with the Power and the Tigers. So guess what? Port Adelaide are pretty good this year, even without the services of Connor Rosie. Despite some controversial calls going Richmond's way, much to the, shall we say, dismay of the crowd, Port beat the defending champs by a healthy score of 93-72. Then, on Saturday, we had the Lions and my Bulldogs. Okay, I'm not looking for excuses here, but the doggies kind of got the short end of the stick from the league during this fixture crunch. The defending premiers, followed by the numbers 1 and 2 on the ladder, in a space of 12 days. So I'm not really surprised we took another loss, despite a strong start. Brisbane taking a victory by a score of 96-72. On Sunday, we also had 2 matches, beginning with the West Coast taking on Carlton. The Eagles remained so strong at home, especially in the last quarter, defeating the Blues 72-50, in what was a pretty close contest for most of the day. Next, we saw the Demons and the Kangaroos. Wow, what can I say? There is trouble right now in North Melbourne. It's not like the D's have been a consistent powerhouse this season, but they pretty much curb-stomped the Roos with a score of 92-35. Not pretty. On Monday, we had yet another doubleheader, starting with the Saints and Cats, and yet another lopsided match that had the St. Kilda hopeful heading for the exits. Firing on all pistons, Geelong secured another 4 points by winning by a score of 93-34. Yikes. Up next, we had Freo and Hawthorn. The Hawks had an impressive win over the Blues a few weeks ago, and it seemed to silence the critics a bit. But after they now lost to Freo, the first time in 6 years by the way, by a score of 48-32, the Hawthorn naysayers are coming out of the woodwork once again. Nothing lasts forever, I guess. Or maybe it's the fact that after your club wins championships one after another, while some others go decades without having to crack open the door on the trophy case, maybe it's that you're just not that used to losing. Then on Tuesday, we had the Crows and Magpies. And no, despite an injury-riddled window of opportunity in Collingwood's fixture, the Crows remain winless, losing by a score of 62-38. And, not to kick them while they're down, here's hoping the Crows lose next week too. But more on that in a minute. Finally, Wednesday gave us the Suns and the Bombers. All I can say is, wow, what a game. One of the most exciting draws I've ever seen. Not that I've seen a lot, mind you. Gold Coast looked to have a blowout going early, but Essendon battled back to tie the game at 66 points with just 5 minutes left in the match. The Dons scored next, and then King tied it up again with possibly the goal of the year. Unfortunately for Suns fans, his next attempt at a set shot missed for a behind. Then it was tied up again at 73 all, and a game-saving smother by the Dons McGraw saved the day, and 2 points went to each of the clubs. Breathless type stuff. Might have had a coronary had my team been playing, to be sure. Okay, since the flux capacitor is still, fluxing, we will be ignoring the fact that this first match of round 12 has already been played until we go back to our actual time in the next episode. First up on Thursday, we have the Battle of the Sydney Harbour Bridge being played some 4,000 kilometers away at Optus Stadium in Perth, West Australia. Just a little bit more COVID hub craziness this season. Now, if you have listened to this podcast before, you may have heard me talk about the rivalry between the Giants and the Bulldogs. And I have said it many, many times across social media that my two favorite teams are the Western Bulldogs and whoever's playing the Greater Western Sydney Giants. So go Swans, I guess. Unfortunately, this one was not scheduled to be shown on American TV. So the best bet is a WatchAFL.com subscription. One of the many things that makes this app so cool is that even if you are a day late, like me, or a year late, or whatever, you can still watch any and all matches whenever you like. Live stream is the most exciting, of course, as live sports are a thrill. But when you watch the slightly older recordings of matches, they even edit out the commercials for you. So either way, you win. Next on Friday, we have the Cats and the Power. I got one thing to say about this matchup, and that is boom shakalaka. Two powerhouse clubs playing some great footy right now, and I can't wait. You can see this one on Fox Sports 1 here in the States. Next, to start the Saturday action, we have North Melbourne and Brisbane. I'm sorry to say, I don't think I see the Kangaroos getting on the winning path this week either, to be candid. But stranger things have happened, I guess. American television has this one on Fox Sports 1. Then we have the Demons and the Magpies. Goodness, I honestly don't know how this one is going to go. These were strong last round, and the Pies are missing some key players. But Collingwood is almost always a strong team, no matter what. So to see how this unfolds, keep it on Fox Sports 1. Then, over on ESPN3, wherever that is, we have Freo and Carlton. Could be a ripper or a dud. I really don't know. Everything is crazy this season, after all. Then finally, we have my Bulldogs and the Crows. And even though it's a Sunday afternoon game in Australia, here in the States it actually starts at 11 p.m. Eastern Time Zone on Saturday night. Unfortunately, this is not shown on American TV. There must be more Korean baseball or cornhole tossing to show instead. So, I will be watching the live stream on the Watch AFL app, commercials and all. It's pretty bad when you sing along with the jingles of almost every business in a country on the opposite side of the globe, right? Anyway, I think this might be what you call a danger game for the Dogs. We should win this one easily, and that worries me. Though we are definitely due a win after the last three powerhouse clubs we faced in the past fortnight, the Crows have been clawing their way towards a win all year long. Like I said, we should win, and that has got me scared. Next, we have St. Kilda and Essendon. The Saints were embarrassed last round, and the Bombers were frustrated with a draw. Should be a cracking game, and you can see it on ESPN2 here in the USA. Then the Eagles and the Hawks square up, finishing Sunday's action. I don't anticipate this Western Australian team will be any kinder to Clarko and his boys than Freo was. Watch the feathers fly on Fox Sports 2. Finally, on Monday, we have the Tigers and the Suns. Both clubs are chock full of stars. That's not the question. But will it be the experience of Richmond or the youth of the Gold Coast that prevails? Tune in to Fox Sports 2 here in America to get the answer. Well, I think that should just about do it for this episode. Again, I apologize for throwing it at you so quickly. As much as I love the constant footy action, sometimes I kind of long for the days when I can catch my breath and deliver another historical piece, not just round after round of matchups and scores. I'm also getting excited about talking more about the AFLW as the trade period wraps up and season 2021 starts to come into focus a little bit better with the upcoming draft. All in due time, of course. As always, I thank you so much for listening. I would be so thankful if you would be kind enough to share a link to this podcast with your friends and family, Maybe even give me a like and a rating wherever you listen to your podcasts. This particular podcast can be found on your favorite podcast player or at straydogfooty.podbean.com. And I would love to hear your feedback. Please let me know what you like, dislike, or even hate about this pod. I'm always willing to learn what I could do to make it better. But just like if you're responding to an AFL player on social media, a little kindness goes a long way too. Not that I'm likely to ruin anyone's multi-bet, of course. But my philosophy on online comments is keep it positive or keep it scrolling. Just my 2 cents. As always, you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Stray Dog Footy and by email at straydogfooty@yahoo.com. Also, keep spreading the word about the AFL itself. Much more important than me getting more downloads is the game getting a larger fan base outside of Australia. And dare I hope, our club's getting more members. Inform your contacts about the broadcast times and help explain the rules to the new fans. I know we're not supposed to gather in groups these days, but maybe start an online watch party. I know it will do my mental health some good to share some footy time with friends. And of course, if you or your buddies, male or female, are of the younger and or more athletically inclined set, don't forget that the United States Australian Football League, or USAFL for short, has almost 50 teams across the United States. And maybe you can go out there and have yourself a kick. Maybe even make some lifelong friends while you're at it, too. As always, I think it's fair to mention that I am not endorsed by or officially affiliated with either the Australia Football League or my beloved Western Bulldogs, beyond being a huge fan and supporter. Likewise, I am not endorsed or affiliated with Peg and the Rejected, but I am a fan of their music. I would like to thank them for the use of their song, Red, White, Black, and Blue, which I used a portion of as the intro to this episode. And I will also play us out to their entire song at the end of this episode and leave a link in the show notes to their music. Okay, everyone, take care, be safe, and I'll see you next time on Stray Dog Footy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Stare at the sun till we can't see anymore. The yellow belly of executive agent. Orange glow, golden arches, never Kinkman set in. Black and white binary, berry rainbow reflection. Red, white, black and blue. 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 Growling gray skies, cold-blooded blue uniform. Pulling down the boulevard of shades of brown and black. Ultraviolence #1 export. Pollination, population, target, devour, attack.